All right, let's dive into December. We're going deep on the JFK assassination,
Oh boy.
but we're not, just rehashing the Warren Report or anything like that. We're
Oh.
going way deeper,
Okay.
and we're going to be using some really interesting sources this time.
Oh, cool. What is it?
Fair Play magazine.
Fair Play magazine, huh?
Yeah, these issues are from 1995,
Okay.
and they offer really just a fascinating glimpse into kind of the research and the theories
Mm-hmm.
that were circulating among people who, questioned the whole case closed narrative
Yeah.
years before, the internet made sharing this kind of information so easy.
Right. Right.
So it's like a time capsule
Yeah.
of active, investigations and things like that
I like it.
from that era.
I'm interested to see what they were thinking about back then.
Yeah, yeah.
What were some of the big
Well,
what were some of the big things that they were following?
one of the things that's really interesting is that these fair play issues,
Mhm.
they focus on this kind of pivotal moment in JFK research, and that is the work of the Assassination Records Review Board,
The ARB.
ARRB, yeah, formed in 1992.
Okay, yeah.
And they
Then what were they doing?
they were tasked with this huge, just monumental job of finding and releasing
Wow.
all JFK assassination related records.
Oh, wow.
The idea was to basically give the public the full story
All right.
so we could, form our own conclusions.
Sounds like a pretty big undertaking.
Huge, right.
Yeah, was there?
And Fair Play kind of captures both the hopes and the frustrations surrounding the ARB's work.
I see.
For researchers, it was this amazing chance
Yeah.
to finally access documents that had been, locked away
Mhm.
for decades.
Shrouded in secrecy.
Yeah, shrouded in secrecy, exactly.
Okay.
But navigating the bureaucratic hurdles, the delays,
Sure.
that was a huge challenge.
Yeah, I bet.
It was. And,
Bureaucracy is
it is. It is.
the worst.
And the magazine even mentions researchers feeling frustrated
Yeah.
by the ARRB's focus on the Mexico City angle
Mm.
and the CIA's lack of cooperation, frankly.
So they were stonewalling a little bit.
It seems that way.
That's frustrating.
Very frustrating for these researchers because, you feel like you're finally getting somewhere
You're so close.
and then bam, hit a wall.
Right.
And this frustration, you really feel it.
Okay.
In Robert Tannenbaum's keynote address
Tannenbaum.
at the 1995 COPE conference,
Okay.
which Fair Play excerpts.
Right.
And
So who is this guy?
so Tannenbaum was the former deputy chief counsel
Okay.
for the House Select Committee on Assassinations.
So
So he was
in the know.
in the know, yeah.
Okay.
And
What did he say?
he did not mince words.
Oh, really?
He was very critical of the government's lack of transparency,
Oh, okay.
particularly at a time
Yeah.
when public trust was already, kind of waning.
Right.
He even calls out former CIA director Richard Helms
Helms.
for a statement that Helms made
What did he say?
about needing to check on his operatives on the day of the assassination.
Oh, really?
And Tannenbaum, interprets that as a potential confession.
I mean, I can see
Right, like why are you worried about your operatives?
exactly, unless they were somehow
Unless they were involved.
involved. Yeah. It's a really provocative interpretation.
He is.
And it just highlights the deep suspicion surrounding the government's role in this whole thing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And Tannenbaum, he argues that the real tragedy
Uh-huh.
beyond, the loss of a president
Right.
is the government's failure to be truthful
With its people.
with the American people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very powerful statement.
Yeah, it is.
It really sets the stage
Right.
for kind of the variety of theories and evidence that are presented in Fair Play.
So where do they start?
Well, of course, you have to start with Lee Harvey Oswald.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Right.
The big question,
Lone gunman. Was he truly a lone gunman? Or was there something more to his story?
right.
And Fair Play presents actually a whole spectrum of views on Oswald.
I see.
Some researchers, like Hal Verb,
Verb, okay.
present evidence suggesting that Oswald might have actually been a U.S. intelligence asset.
Wow.
Verb points to,
So he's working for the government?
potentially, yeah.
Wow.
He highlights a recording where Oswald says he's, quote, under the protection of the American government,
Oh, wow.
before he quickly corrects himself.
Like a slip of the tongue.
It's like a slip of the tongue, right? Like a
Yeah.
subconscious revelation.
Yeah.
That's
A Freudian slip.
a Freudian slip, exactly, yeah.
That's really interesting.
If it's true, That's a pretty significant slip.
Yeah.
And, Verb found some reports of Oswald having, I think they call it a crypto clearance
Interesting.
in the Marines, and that he was briefed
Okay.
for a mission before his discharge and defection to Russia.
Wow. So if he was
So was he an asset?
potentially.
What kind of mission was he on?
Right.
And could that mission have anything to do with the assassination?
Big questions.
These are the million-dollar questions.
Yeah.
And it gets even murkier
Okay.
when we consider John Newman's research,
Okay.
also featured in Fair Play.
Yeah.
Newman focuses on Oswald's connections to the CIA,
Okay.
particularly during his time in Mexico City.
Okay.
And he uncovered some evidence that suggests Oswald was under intense surveillance,
Really?
including illegal mail intercepts.
So they were really watching him.
They were watching him, yeah.
Interesting.
So if he was just this disgruntled ex-Marine,
Yeah.
why was the CIA so interested in him?
Right.
What made him stand out?
Yeah, what was so special about this guy?
Right. That's the question that Newman tries to answer.
Okay.
And then you have researchers like John Armstrong
Okay.
who go a step further and suggest there might have been two Oswalds.
Wait, two Oswald.
Two Oswalds.
Okay, hold on.
Potentially part of an elaborate FBI cover-up.
This is getting interesting.
Two Oswalds, I know, right?
Yeah, how would
It would explain
how would they?
some of the inconsistencies
Right.
in the official narrative.
Yeah.
It really raises questions about
Who we can trust.
who we can trust, what information might
Yeah.
have been manipulated or suppressed.
This is getting really, really complicated.
But before we get too
Yeah,
deep
like-
into conspiracy theory land,
Right.
Fair Play
Right.
also takes a closer look at the role of Ruth and Michael Payne,
The Pains.
who they provided housing and support
Okay.
to Marina Oswald
Yeah.
in the months leading up to the assassination.
Right. So they were kind of
They're involved.
yeah.
Their involvement has always been, a source of debate.
I bet. Yeah.
Were they unwitting participants in a larger scheme, or was there more to their story?
Yeah. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Well, Fair Play
Yeah.
dives right into this question.
Okay.
And they highlight the fact
Yeah.
that almost all the evidence
Yeah.
used against Oswald,
Uh-huh.
including the alleged murder weapon,
Yeah.
was found in the Payne's garage.
Oh, no kidding.
Which, yeah,
Yeah. What a coincidence.
it's a strange coincidence, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of coincidences,
Okay.
Steve Jones,
Okay.
one of the researchers featured in Fair Play,
Okay.
he raises some interesting points about Ruth Payne in particular.
Like what?
He questions a trip she took
Okay.
in the summer of 1963,
All right.
suggesting that there might be kind of underexplored connections to intelligence agencies.
To intelligence agencies? Oh, boy.
And,
This is the Cold War.
this is the height of the Cold War.
Exactly.
So any potential espionage angle is
Suspicious.
bound to raise eyebrows.
Yeah, definitely.
And Jones also brings up
Okay.
reports of several Oswald sightings.
Oswald sighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Northeast
Okay.
during that same period. Even though Oswald was documented to be in New Orleans.
So, like, two Oswald.
So if those sightings were accurate,
Yeah.
it suggests that someone might have been impersonating Oswald.
Right.
And the question becomes, why?
Was it a deliberate attempt
Yeah, to throw people off.
to create confusion?
Yeah.
And if so, who was behind it?
Right.
Was Michael Payne involved? These are,
This is a good question.
yeah, really intriguing questions.
Yeah.
And then to add another layer,
Okay.
Carol Hewitt,
Hewitt.
another researcher,
Okay.
delves into the story
Yeah.
of a third vehicle
A third vehicle.
that the Paynes purchased,
Okay.
this 1955 Oldsmobile.
So they had a lot of cars.
They did.
3 cars is a lot.
It was acquired under kind of unusual circumstances.
Okay.
And potentially intended for Oswald's use.
Oh, wow.
But the explanations that the Paynes gave
yeah.
about the car's purpose
After
after the assassination.
the assassination, okay, were contradictory,
Oh, really?
which led some to speculate about a closer relationship
Dean.
between them and the Oswalds
Okay.
than they admitted to. So we've got the ARRB's struggle for transparency,
Right.
conflicting accounts of Lee Harvey Oswald's life and potential intelligence ties,
Yeah.
and now the curious role of the Paynes.
The Paynes.
Fair Play
Oh.
really paints a complex picture.
It does, yeah. Doesn't
A
it?
lot of threads.
A lot of threads.
Yeah, it's like,
Like peeling back layers of an onion.
yeah. I was going to say.
And with each layer,
More questions.
more questions
Yeah.
emerge.
Yeah. And
I
it
don't-
doesn't end
It
there.
doesn't end there.
Fair play.
Ah.
Also dives into the
there's
more
more.
controversial medical evidence surrounding the assassination.
Okay.
Which
We're going there.
challenges the official narrative even further.
Okay.
But
But we got to save something.
We'll save that.
For part 2.
For part 2 of our deep dive.
Yes. Buckle up. So we've got Oswald and the Paines and the ARRB, all swirling around in this JFK mystery.
Yeah. It's a lot to keep track of.
It is. But you mentioned that Fair Play also digs into the medical evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Which has always been, I think, a particularly contentious aspect of this case.
Absolutely. I mean, the medical evidence is crucial
Yeah.
because it really gets to the heart of what happened.
Yeah.
Those chaotic moments in Dealey Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
And Fair Play features some really compelling presentations
Okay.
that directly challenge the Warren Commission's findings
Okay.
on the nature and the location of President Kennedy's wounds.
And we're talking about researchers who had access to materials that, the public didn't.
Right. Yeah. They had access to things like the Zapruder film, the autopsy photos,
Right.
witness testimonies.
Wow.
Really kind of piecing together the puzzle with all the pieces that were available to them at the time.
The Zapruder film,
That grainy home movie that actually captured the assassination,
right.
it's been, scrutinized
Oh, yeah.
for decades.
Yeah.
What new insights?
Still looking at that footage
Yeah, exactly.
to today.
Did Gutierrez offer?
Well, she did a frame-by-frame analysis of the Zapruder film.
Okay.
And through her blood spatter analysis,
Mm-hmm.
she came to a pretty startling conclusion
Yes.
that the blood spatter is more consistent with a gunshot from the front.
From the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would completely contradict the
Yeah.
official narrative
Right.
of Oswald firing
Right.
from the Texas School Book Depository
Yeah.
behind Kennedy.
Exactly. And her research involved recreating bullet impacts, blood spatter,
Okay.
and really analyzing those patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And
So she's suggesting that.
that the shot originated from the front,
Oh, wow.
potentially from the grassy knoll.
That's a big
Yeah,
challenge.
a big challenge to the single bullet theory,
Right.
which is so fundamental to the Warren Commission's conclusion that Oswald acted alone.
Wow. So we have this challenge to the single bullet theory.
Mm-hmm.
And Gutierrez isn't the only one
No, not at all.
raising doubts.
Randolph Robertson, another researcher featured in Fair Play,
Okay.
he delves into skull fragment analysis.
Skull fragment analysis. Okay.
And his findings are equally compelling.
Okay.
He argues
Yeah.
that the trajectory of the skull fragments indicates a second exit wound
A second exit wound.
located at the back of the head.
That would,
That would
if true, would completely change.
change everything.
Yeah, our understanding.
Our understanding of the assassination.
Completely.
Yeah.
And his analysis used the Zapruder and Nix films along with the records of the recovered skull fragments,
Wow.
suggesting that this previously unreported exit wound
Mm-hmm.
is necessary to explain the path that those fragments took.
Yeah, sir. Okay, so we have expert analysis suggesting a shot from the front
Right.
and a potential second exit wound.
Mhm.
But Fair Play also includes firsthand accounts
It does, yeah.
that challenge the official narrative.
Like Dr. Paul Peters,
Oh,
who
yeah.
was in Trauma Room 1 at Parkland Hospital.
At Parkland.
Yeah, when President Kennedy was brought in.
Wow.
And he describes
Yeah.
seeing a large defect in the back of JFK's skull,
Oh.
consistent with a back of the head wound.
And that aligns with other witness testimonies
It does.
from Parkland, right?
Yes, yeah.
I remember reading about nurses and other medical personnel
Mm-hmm.
who also reported
Yeah.
seeing this massive head wound.
Right, and that directly contradicts
It does.
the official autopsy report,
Which
describes a wound to the back of the head,
right.
but no exit wound.
Another discrepancy.
Another glaring discrepancy.
that just raises
raises
serious questions.
big questions
The
about
thoroughness and the accuracy
of the official
of
investigation.
official investigation. Yeah.
To make matters worse, or I guess more suspicious.
Right. Even more suspicious.
Fair Play mentions a memo from CBS
A memo.
that hints at potential interference in the autopsy
Okay.
by Robert McNamara,
McNamara.
the Secretary of Defense.
Oh, wow.
And the memo suggests
What?
that McNamara may have restricted the scope
Oh,
of
really?
the autopsy,
Hmm.
potentially leading to,
The omission.
The omission of crucial evidence.
So they didn't even
Yeah.
look at everything.
So if this is true,
Yeah.
it raises this disturbing possibility that the autopsy was manipulated.
Right, to
fit
a predetermined narrative.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay, conflicting accounts of Oswald's life,
Hmm.
potential intelligence connections,
Right.
questions surrounding the pains,
Hmm.
discrepancies in the medical evidence,
Yeah.
and now potential interference
Right.
in the autopsy.
It's starting to feel like a cover-up.
It does.
It's definitely a pattern of
Yes.
obfuscation.
Obfuscation
Yeah. It's hard
makes it really hard
to piece together.
to know
Yeah, what really happened.
what really happened.
But amidst all this controversy and the unanswered question,
Right.
fair play actually takes a moment to honor.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those who dared to challenge the official narrative
Right.
from the very beginning.
Yeah. The ones who didn't just accept it
Yeah.
at face value.
Those early researchers
Yeah.
who, refused to accept
Warren reports.
the Warren Report's conclusions
Yeah.
despite facing
Immense pressure.
immense pressure.
Ridicule.
Even ridicule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It took a lot of courage
It did.
to speak out
Yeah.
against the official narrative.
So they talk about figures like Penn Jones Jr., Sylvia Meagher, and Josiah Thompson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pioneers in the field of JFK research. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm particularly interested in Josiah Thompson. Oh, yeah, Thompson, he was a prominent voice
Yeah.
in the JFK research community.
Hmm.
And
Was this
Fair Play includes
okay?
excerpts from a speech he gave
Right.
at the 1995 COPA conference.
Okay.
And his words are, I think,
Yeah.
incredibly relevant. Even now, all these years later,
Wow.
he reflects on the challenges of JFK research.
Uh-huh.
And he makes this crucial distinction
Right.
between what he calls a community of inquiry
Okay.
and a debating society.
I think that's a really key difference
Yeah.
because too often discussions about the JFK assassination
Right.
devolve into these
Heated arguments.
heated arguments. Yeah, where
Oh,
people
like-
are just trying to
Yeah, defend their own theories.
defend their own theories rather than actually get to the truth.
Yeah, more interested in winning
Winning,
than
yeah.
in finding the truth.
And often
Saw this
as a major obstacle
Yeah.
to progress.
to progress. Yeah.
He believed
That a true?
that a true community of inquiry
Right.
was focused on collaborative truth-seeking,
Right.
not
Not on winning arguments.
winning arguments or clinging
Or just clinging to your
to preconceived notions.
preconceived notions. Yeah.
It's about...
So he actually calls for the formation of these working groups,
He did, yeah.
bringing together researchers and experts.
From different disciplines
Yeah.
to really tackle these specific questions about the assassination,
Right.
like the location of the head wound, Oswald's intelligence ties.
That's fascinating. And it sounds like he wanted to
Yeah, create a
need
space
this space.
where researchers could
Yeah.
openly share their findings,
their insights.
their insights without feeling pressured
without feeling judged.
to defend their positions
Yeah.
or worry about judgment.
Yeah. Just a genuine
Yeah.
spirit of collaboration
Yeah.
where the evidence,
The evidence leads the way.
not egos, right?
Exactly. No egos.
He advocated for a unique approach.
He did, yeah.
No points,
No point.
no tape recorders,
No tape recorders,
Like
no
the-
notes, just open dialogue.
open dialogue.
A shared commitment to uncovering the truth.
That's a powerful
Yeah.
concept. It's about letting
Letting the evidence speak.
the evidence speak for itself and not trying to force it to fit some
Predetermined narrative.
predetermined narrative.
Yeah.
So how did
that resonate?
how did that resonate with
Like
the
to
wider
confirm.
JFK research community? So Thompson, he really advocated for this more collaborative approach
Yeah?
to JFK research,
Yeah.
this true community of inquiry.
Right. Get rid of the egos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that vision resonate with others in the field?
It seems like Fair Play magazine itself
Okay.
really embodied that spirit.
Yeah.
You know, it provided a platform
Mhm.
for researchers to share their work,
Right.
challenge assumptions.
And engage in that collective
Mhm.
pursuit of the truth.
It really was a hub
Yeah.
for the JFK research community, especially in that
Especially
pre-internet
in
era.
the pre-internet days. Yeah.
It really emphasized the importance
Yeah.
of respecting different perspectives
Mm-hmm.
while also, recognizing
Right.
the complexity
Complexity.
of the evidence.
Yes.
Acknowledging that there's always more to learn. Take Sylvia Meagher, for
Oh,
instance.
yeah. Meager.
Fair Play highlights her work,
Her groundbreaking work.
analyzing the Warren Report,
Yeah.
her book,
Accessories after the fact.
accessories after the fact, right?
Yeah. Meticulously documented.
It showed how,
The Warren Commission's flaws.
yeah, the conclusions were often contradicted
Yeah.
by the evidence it presented.
It's amazing how many discrepancies she found.
Right.
Just by really going through those testimonies.
It was meticulous.
Meticulous, yeah.
She dissected
them.
the testimonies,
Of hundreds of witnesses.
revealing those discrepancies, those contradictions.
Yeah, that pointed to a much more intricate
Yeah.
and troubling reality.
And then the Warren Report acknowledged.
Yeah, she wasn't afraid to go there.
No, her dedication to accuracy
Yeah.
and her fearless pursuit of the truth.
It's inspiring. It
Yeah.
really paved the way for future generations of researchers.
And she did all of this without the advantages of,
Right.
modern technology.
No internet.
Right.
No databases.
The ease of information sharing that we have today.
It really speaks volumes
Yeah.
about the power of just thorough research
Yeah.
and an unwavering
Commitment
to the truth.
So as we wrap up
Yeah.
our deep dive into Fair Play magazine,
Mm-hmm.
it's clear that the quest for truth
Oh.
in the JFK assassination is far from over.
Yeah.
We've uncovered conflicting accounts, hidden connections,
Ooh.
and evidence that demands further scrutiny.
Absolutely. The Warren Report, I mean,
Yeah.
it just doesn't hold up
hold up.
under the weight of the evidence.
We've encountered researchers, passionately arguing
Yeah.
for Oswald's intelligence connections,
Mm.
others
Questioning
the medical evidence,
Yeah.
and still others
proposing theories.
proposing theories of a staged event, false sponsorship.
It's complex.
It really is. And I think
Yeah.
what's clear
What's clear is
that the JFK assassination wasn't just a tragedy.
yeah, it was
this
turning
point
in American history.
in American history.
It really shook.
It shook the nation's trust.
No nation's trust in its government, in
Yeah.
its institutions.
And the repercussions of that loss of trust
Yeah.
are still felt today.
Absolutely.
It serves as this reminder
Yeah.
that the pursuit of truth
Mm-hmm.
is an ongoing process,
It is.
one that requires
Diligence.
open-mindedness,
Open-mindedness.
a willingness to challenge assumptions.
Yeah. And Fair Play magazine
Mhm.
really stands as a testament
It does.
to the enduring power
of
that pursuit.
that pursuit, yeah.
So as you continue to,
Mm-hmm.
ponder the complexities
Yeah.
of the JFK assassination,
Mm-hmm.
consider this.
Okay.
If the Warren Commission's report
Right.
was truly definitive,
Mm-hmm.
why does this research persist?
Yeah.
Why do these questions linger?
It makes you wonder.
It really does.
The quest for truth
Yeah.
is seldom easy,
No.
but it's a quest.
It's a quest worth undertaking.
worth undertaking, yeah.
And as we've seen in this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
even decades-old sources
Yeah.
can
For
offer
fresh insights.
fresh insights and fuel
And fuel our curiosity.
our curiosity. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So keep exploring.
Yeah.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
Keep the spirit.
Keep the spirit of Fair Play alive.
of Fair Play alive. Yeah.
As you seek your own
Mm-hmm.
understanding of this pivotal
It's pivotal
moment
in history.
in history.